November 11, 1896. Boston Evening Transcript, Boston, Massachusetts. A strange marine monster. What appears to be a genuine merman was brought into Tacoma last week by a party of Englishmen, says the Washington Post. They had been porpoise fishing in the Pacific and were more than confounded at the extraordinary creature they captured. They came in with their prize fully convinced that the old stories about mermen and mermaids were all true, in spite of the scoffers. The man who deserves the credit of this wonderful discovery is Major W. E. Thorncliffe of the British Army. The Major was at first averse to giving the details of his novel adventure, fearing that he would be classed with the spinners of ordinary fish yarns of Puget Sound. But knowing that his social and official position put his word above question, he finally consented to relate his unique experience and to exhibit his interesting captive, only stipulating that I should repeat the facts exactly as he stated them and describe the sea monster precisely as it is. This is the story of the Major's adventure in his own words. Our party, which consisted of several English noblemen, a French statesman, and a Russian prince, left Hakodate, Japan, on a fishing and hunting expedition to the coast on board of Prince Gerhoff's steam yacht Anadamov on June 20, and we cruised along the shores of the Aleutian Peninsula, calling into many fine bays and harbors along the coast. We shot on shore and fished in the waters of both Bering Sea and the Pacific Ocean, and have as trophies a fine collection of pelts as well as skeletons of many rare creatures. But the climax of all came on the morning of July 26, when we were off the island of Wapmoth. Our men sighted a school of porpoises, among which could be seen several white ones. Our hunting boat was lowered, and Lord Devonshire, the Earl, and I, with the boat's crew, put off from the yacht, determined to capture some of the rare sea pigs. After pulling about 4 miles, we found ourselves in the center of the school, and Lord Devonshire got a shot at one of the white boys with a large express rifle, which quickly ended its career. Just as we were putting our guns away, the Earl called out, "See that?" pointing to a most startling-looking beast, not more than a cable's length away. Picking up his express, he fired point-blank at it, striking the creature between the eyes. The shot, though it did not kill it, so stunned it that it lay perfectly still on the surface of the sea. As our boat hauled alongside, we saw the most hideous and uncanny-looking monster probably that human eyes ever looked upon. Although at a distance it might perhaps be mistaken for a porpoise, as we came near, we saw that it could truly be described by no other name than that of Merman. As we reached over the side of the boat to haul the creature in, it regained some of its vitality. It caught the boat by the gunwale amidship, and had it not been for the fact that when the arms came out of the sea we naturally shrank to the other side of the boat, it would, without doubt, have capsized us. One of the men picked up an axe and quickly dispatched the monster. The better way now would be for you to come with me, and I will show you the strange creature which I am now taking to England to present to the British Museum. After seeing it, you will, I am sure, be inclined to the opinion that once it is placed there, it will easily outrank all of the many strange things to be found in that great repository of the world's rarities. Then the Major led the way to a storeroom on Pacific Avenue, where, in the middle of the floor, was a large coffin-shaped box. It was 10 feet long, 3 feet wide, and 3 feet deep. Taking a screwdriver, the Major unfastened the top. All that could be seen was some ice, covered with a white woolen blanket. Taking the blanket by the end, he quickly removed it, and, as he did so, the sight of the contents of the box almost froze my blood, for right before my eyes was apparently the naked body of a large man. The Major then removed the cloth which covered the lower part of the body. This is exactly the same as that of an ordinary porpoise. The monster is one of the most remarkable freaks nature ever put together. The strange monstrosity measures 10 feet from its nose to the end of its fluke-shaped tail, and the girth of its human-shaped body was just 6 feet. It would weigh, it is estimated, close to 500 pounds. from about the breastbone to a point about where the base of the stomach would be. Were it human, it looked exactly like a man. Its arms, quite human in shape and form, are very long and covered completely with long, coarse, dark, reddish hair, as is the whole body. It had, or did have at one time, 4 fingers and a thumb on each hand, almost human in shape, except that in place of fingernails, there were long, slender claws. But in days long since gone by, it had evidently fought some monster that had got the best of it, for the forefinger of the right hand, the little finger of the left, and the left thumb are missing entirely. Immediately under the right breast is a broad, ugly-looking scar, which looked as if, sometime in the past, it had been inflicted by a swordfish. On the sides and body of the monster are numerous other evidences that its life in the ocean had been far from a placid one. There is hardly a space the size of one's hand that does not show evidence of having, at some time or other, received wounds. When the hideous body reaches England, that country can safely say that it possesses the strangest freak the mysterious waters of the Pacific ever gave up. "Now mind," was Major Thorncliffe's parting salutation, "don't in any way try to embellish what you have seen and heard, but just tell the plain facts. And though this coast may be renowned for strange and weird stories, this story of the Merman, simply and truthfully told, will, I am confident, prove the adage, truth is stranger than fiction." Now it only remains for some man as responsible and well known as Major Thorncliffe to discover the mate of the Merman, and we will be convinced that the old mariners had not, after all, the wonderful powers of imagination and romance so long ascribed to them.